Vegas nearly 20 years ago. Detective Greg Kading says he has proof it was Sean Diddy Combs who orchestrated the murder. His book on the investigation has now been turned into a documentary.
That was Tupac. That was Tupac. No, he got shot. No, he got shot.
Who besides yourself down there knows, for one, knows about these guys killing Tupac?
Pretty sure everybody around here knows about it.
In a taped confession never before shown on film.
Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
Like, man, our shit out. We wiped their out quick. You know, it's nothing. We were on the million.
Greg Kading joins us now from Los Angeles. Greg, it's good to see you. I want to mention that you wrote a book about this in 2011 called Murder Rap, and that's what's the basis now of this documentary. Let's start from the beginning. You say that Sean, back then known as Puff Daddy Combs, shelled out $1 million to gun down Tupac Shakur. Why?
Well, that was the agreement that was made between Mr. Combs and a gang member here in Los Angeles who was doing some security work. Him and his gang crew were doing security work for Bad Boy. And there was an ongoing conflict going on between Combs and Suge Knight and the two record labels, the infamous East Coast, West Coast rap wars. And the conflict just continued to exacerbate. People were getting shot. There were armed confrontations. And then it culminated in a situation where Sean Combs knew that he was being hunted down by Suge Knight out here in Los Angeles. So he solicits the help of these Southside Crip gang members, in particular a guy named Keefe D, who confessed to this whole thing in order to get rid of Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur to kind of protect himself. It was a preemptive strike, so to speak.
Greg, did he confess to that while you were actively on the force investigating the murder?
That's correct. The confession was obtained back in 2008 and 2009 while I was leading a federal task force. This was a major task force effort involving many different agencies.
Well, did P. Diddy's name come up back when Keefe D confessed?
It did. Well, Sean Combs' name came up from the very beginning of these investigations back in 1996 and 1997. But most of the information we were getting from secondhand witnesses, hearsay information. We weren't able to corroborate that story until we got the confession of Keefe D in 2009. He was one of the occupants of the vehicle in Las Vegas that pulled alongside and shot Tupac.
So why is Diddy still out? I mean, why hasn't there been an arrest?
Unfortunately, it's an unprosecutable case for a variety of reasons. The confession was secured by way of what's known as a proffer agreement, an agreement between Keefe D's attorney and the United States Attorney's Office in order for him to provide this information without self-incriminating himself. And so he's out of the equation. Everybody else that was involved in this conspiracy, there was a total of 6 people involved, and 4 of those people are dead. So now we're left with Keefe D, who's providing the story and the confession, and of course Sean Diddy Combs.
And Combs has denied this over the years, but he was very specific following the publication of your book. He said it was pure fiction and